He is the Islamist rebel leader who joined forces with Britain and NATO to oust Colonel Gaddafi. Abdul Hakim Belhaj always seemed an unlikely bedfellow with the West, but he's now suing the British government, accusing its security services of secretly assisting the old regime in a plot to detain and brutally torture him over a 6-year period.
His key things are an apology that's public, that's fulsome, that also pays paid to the allegations that he was involved in Al-Qaeda in any way. He's also looking for criminal investigations and prosecutions where appropriate.
Mr Belhaj led rebel forces into Tripoli at the end of August and into the heart of Gaddafi's power base, overrunning his compound Bab al-Azizia. For years, he'd been the nemesis of the regime, leading an opposition movement called the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group. Mr Belhaj claims he and his wife were arrested in Thailand in 2004 by agents acting on information from the British security services. He says he was then taken via the British Indian Ocean territory of Diego Garcia before arriving in the Libyan capital Tripoli and handed over to Gaddafi's regime. After the fall of Tripoli, documents were found in the offices of senior officials, which apparently exposed Britain's cosy relationship with the Libyan government. In one, it's claimed a former director of counter-terrorism at MI6 wrote to the head of the then Libyan intelligence agency saying, "Amusingly, we got a request from the Americans to channel requests for information from Mr Belhaj through the Americans. I have no intention of doing such a thing. The intelligence on Mr Belhaj was British." He says during his time in jail he was beaten, hung from walls and cut off from human contact and sunlight for extensive periods. I met him just after the fall of Tripoli when the claims first emerged.
The British government has been completely involved in delivering me and my family to Gaddafi's regime, a regime that doesn't have the lowest standards of human rights. We have these documents, and there's no doubt that British intelligence has given information and has helped the Gaddafi regime in a way that had me imprisoned and harmed.
The government says the issue of rendition will be investigated by the Gibson inquiry, but can't comment on individual cases. Lisa Holland, Sky News.